took this off streak the window a little bit. You want to go back them up? Well,
Take the... This is the standard Tippmann M4 barrel length that it comes in, and I took a hacksaw and I chopped it in half right here. I needed to recrown the inner barrel with a drill bit to give proper flight path for the BB, and I've been running it like that ever since for about a year. I really wanted to get this comp right here onto the end of the barrel where I chopped it, more for aesthetics. So I bought this 14mm negative die on eBay right here, and I needed to re-thread the tip of the barrel where I chopped it right there. So first thing I did was I took a file and I scored a line to see how far back I would have to go. So first step is take the AR tool and undo the barrel. So undo the barrel nut right here. After I removed the barrel nut, I placed the barrel next to its other half to get a good baseline on where the threads, or how back the threads would have to go. I began taking this file and cutting in a pretty deep groove, a more accurate line. I needed to cut deep to get a good gauge on where it would end, and that deep line would stop me from going past. The original line was off, but it was a good baseline. I took this sandpaper right here and started to spin the barrel inside while in my fist. It was taking forever, so I took this Dremel tool, or Dremel drill bit head, which was a rubber head that you would wrap sandpaper around, and it fit perfectly within the inside of the barrel. So I was able to spin it, and I got a little bit of the material, as you could see the aluminum dust on the ground, but it was taking forever. So due to my impatience, I decided to try something a little bit more aggressive, and took a very aggressive file that took a lot of material off at one time. I highly recommend that you do not do this because it's not going to be truly straight. You should take it to a machine shop, or if you have a lathe, or if you have the patience to use the drill and the sandpaper. So I already took enough material off to get the die pretty close in, so I wanted to make sure it was as smooth as possible. So I continued to sand down. As you can see right there, my angle is way off, but I just have to keep pushing through. I really didn't want to start over with a new barrel. This is not going to affect the flight path of the BB or the accuracy at all. This is purely cosmetic, and so I begin with this die. Again, this is not the way you're supposed to use a die. You're supposed to take it on a lathe and machine it in. You're not supposed to use your hands, but I'm a very impatient person, and I was pretty tired with the project at this point, so I just wanted to go ahead and finish it. Right now it's pretty stiff on the hand, and I'm gonna have to find a better way to do this because I no longer have the hand strength. I'm using this wrench to help me thread it. So you're going to go ahead and push forward, and then you back out a little bit, and push forward and back out a little bit. That's how I saw it done on other videos, not in this method in a vise, but properly in a lathe. Again, I highly recommend you do not do this, and you just take it to your local machine shop or auto shop and just give them a call and see if they can rethread it in aluminum pipe. If you say you want them to rethread a barrel, probably going to get a no. So it's threading on pretty smoothly, so I'm just going to keep going back and forth, until it's got a good cut in there. And it is pretty easy, but as you can see, the angle is not true. It's pointing a little bit upwards, but it's going to be so far in the rails that it'll be barely noticeable. This is the finished product right here. As you can see, it's much shorter, both on the back end and the front end of your typical Tippmann M4. And here she is in her final configuration, my super shorty Tippmann M4 build. This is for my DEA op that's coming up, DEA's versus cartels Operation Lion Claws that's coming up in a few weeks, and this is gonna be my DEA loadout as far as the weapon is concerned. You can see how short this is, especially when you put it right next to a standard length Tippmann M4. This is the standard length Tippmann M4, and this is my super shorty build. I know Tippmann M4 is currently producing a shorter version of this, but it's not going to get you as near as short as this one. Turning a corner on with this is lots of fun. It is on the heavy side because of the eotech and the 3 times magnifier, and depending on how the op is, it's going to be at Santa Ranch, California. We could go ahead and ditch the 3 times magnifier and start reducing weight. Thanks for checking it out, and please remember to like and subscribe down there. We will be bringing you the Armacite MMVD 51 by FLIR, and the reason we went ahead and chose this is because this is the only night vision that's offering a 50-degree field of view. All your traditional PVS 14s and PVS 7s are only in the 40 degrees. This is going to give you 25% more lethality at night. So this is the option that I decided to go with. The new ballistics helmet just came in, weighing at 2.7 pounds. We'll also go ahead and review that in a video, so check it out. Thanks for stopping by.